It must be high up because I see the curvature of the Earth and where space begins, riding the curve of the atmosphere.
Oh, good. Do you feel like you're within the atmosphere or just outside?
Just above it and just below space, like right in the middle.
How does it feel to be out there in space?
It feels free. The view is very pretty. This feels like I could land anywhere. The Earth mass I'm getting is kind of like way back where the land was one landmass.
Tell me more about it.
It's, instead of having, it still has a shore, and I see what looks like the edge of Africa, but it's one big piece of land. It's not got the shape of Africa. I can see the portion that might have broke away in the past. So I'm really like far back.
Well, that's where the information is. What else do you notice?
Above the continent, I see some mountain ranges, see some rivers.
What do you notice about these places?
Kind of looks like a drawn map at the moment. Not getting a lot of detail.
It'll fill in the more you talk about it. You'll start to notice where you put your focus is where you get a little bit more and then a lot more. So just trust in that process and keep talking.
Most of the rivers have mountains around them. I don't see any rivers that don't have like a mountain range on each side of it. I'm actually getting a lot of like flowers.
Oh, good.
Plants and very, very mystic looking. It looks tropical, yet there's more flowers.
What kind of flowers? Describe them to me.
Very exotic looking.
Size, shape, aroma, anything you notice is fine.
Just vibrant colors, bright yellows. The white just seems more white than usual. Very large flowers, large petals, like finger-like petals. I'm noticing a lot of plants that are similar to like aloe type leaves, just very dense as far as flowers are concerned. They seem to run up all the way up the mountainside. Not getting a lot of trees, just mainly plants aligning around what could be described as like volcano type mountains.
Where are you in this scene? Where are you watching from?
Kind of at the bottom, I guess a valley. I'm kind of standing next to the river. I think I'm on land though. I don't feel wet. And I'm kind of looking up at the mountain and watching the flowers kind of roll up the mountainside.
What do you discern as you do? Use all your senses.
It's funny. I kind of think it's ordinary for me to see this. Like at first I was impressed, but this is what I usually see. Feel like whether it's my conscious or subconscious saying like a Hawaii type feel to it.
Very good.
Like that type of scenery, that type of drawing.
Do you have any sense of self?
I may hear the river a little bit with the splashes. So the river is definitely moving.
There's moving water.
You know, just kind of like a splash. Very gentle, almost calming.
Very good. What about you? What's your form? Can you look down at your feet and see if you have feet?
I feel I do have a form.
You can start by looking down at your feet if you have any feet and try to keep talking. The more you talk, the more comes.
I'm getting a sense it might be like a woven sandal.
Good. Touch the material with your hands.
Very like burlap, but yet it's a plant material. It's not leather. It's woven. It's a very tough plant, whatever it is. It's comfortable, but it was made for durability.
What else do you notice? What else are you wearing? Anything on your feet? Anything in your hands?
I'm so getting like an Hawaiian vibe.
Okay.
I feel like I might have a spear.
Which hand is it in?
Right.
Feel into that object and tell me more about it.
It's a very hard wood, but very light. Maybe 1 inch in diameter as far as the way it feels. It's very smooth. It's handmade. The spear tip is very ornate in that it's very sharp.
Okay.
It has 2 edges going to a tip like an arrow. The steel, the only way I can describe it, looks like a Damascus steel where it's got lines in it. I feel there's some type of stick or I want to describe it as another section of the spear near the top where there's like it's a stop. It's a branch, but it's carved into the handle where if I were to poke something, it only goes so far.
Okay.
Only the spear goes in.
Oh, I see. How do you feel about this object? Any inner knowing you get about it, or any sensation you get from holding it?
It's my livelihood. I feel I must find game with it. It is a symbol too.
Tell me about that.
I think it was passed down.
Tell me more. Let's feel into the energy of that object.
Pride. This is a special spear. Although it's functional and used, also one of a kind. Perhaps it's something a king or a leader would get.
Very good.
But it's definitely from a family type orientation and passed down.
So it was given to you.
Probably by birthright. I'm getting some
good.
type of sense like that.
How does the body feel?
And I'm wearing, it's like something Tarzan would wear.
Tell me about it.
Except it's kind of square in the front. I have a belt. The belt goes in a circle. The belt's some type of metal. I don't know if it's gold, but it shines like that. The cloth, if I could describe it, it's kind of like a large trapezoid shape in the front, and it loops under my private area up to my butt and goes over the back end. The belt keeps it in place, and the trim has very ornate stitching, like embroidery around the edge. The spear itself is very clean. No other ornamentation, doesn't need it. I feel the color might be red or a darker brown.
Very good. Does that mean anything to you? Just take a breath and become aware of that now.
I get a feeling that too is like tribal or family.
Does the body feel male, female, young,
My body
old?
feels male.
Healthy?
Yeah, it feels strong actually. It feels very strong, like stronger than I've ever been. Muscular even. Warrior, but peaceful.
Tell me about that.
Perhaps a leader. Doesn't want to fight, but when he fights, he fights well. Would prefer not to fight. I can't say he's a tribal leader or just maybe respected in his clan, maybe.
And tell me what's happening around him or to him.
That he may be hunting.
Good. Just let that come into focus.
I don't feel he's hungry, and I think he knows he'll find food. Doesn't seem to be an urgency behind it.
Is he going solo or with others?
He seems to be solo.
What happens next?
So there's a little trail. Here, I'm getting some picture now. It's next to the river. He's kind of not walking in the river, but walking on the dirt path next to the river. Kind of like a embankment type beachfront. You see some tracks, so he's following those, knowing that there's some type of game. He feels like he's going to get dinner. I mean, he found a den of these animals. They appear to be pig, but he's looking at them, and it's a family. So he decided not to kill it. Like I said, he's not starving. He figures, let this family be. He feels connected, like Mother Nature, like let them grow up. It's like the right thing to do for the earth and them. And he feels that he'll find other game. So it's kind of like, I guess, a hunter's point of view of, how they throw the female back sometimes, that type of sense.
Yeah. Very good. You get a sense of where this man lives? Be there now.
It's definitely a village, grass hut type feeling. It's very organized. The society is very, very high society as far as purpose and social and structure.
What kind of emotions bubble up as you observe this society?
My home, almost like this is life. There's like sections of the village for things, almost like you would expect to see in like an Eskimo or Indian type society where you got the hut over here that's used for this, and you got, the barrels of water or the pots of water, and you got societies working together, and it's all interconnected. The village takes care of one another.
Good. What else do you notice there?
a beachfront community, beautiful. I don't see the flowers like I did like along the mountains. I see more of like trees, somewhat like palm tree type woods, but this is very open. The beachfront's very open, and then there's a line of like woods.
Uh-huh. Do you see your home there, or are you outside that village?
What I'm seeing is this hut is round. It's big. The roof's tall. It's only one story, but there's real heavy log type. The walls are like almost like a fortress, but I don't get a sense of a fortress. It's just built really well.
Uh-huh.
The wood is like logs, like 6 inches, going around in a circle with a latched type roof. Big opening, maybe about 8 foot. Fire in the middle.
Anybody else there with you?
Yeah, I'm looking, trying to sense. Touching the top of the roof. It's definitely woven like, it's almost like palm.
Ah, okay, good. Very
that's
good.
what it feels like. It's wove really tightly. Like it's going to last.
What else do you notice? Really feel around and root yourself there more.
Okay, I'm starting to get more of a picture now. This looks like an elders meeting area or something. Maybe not my home, but I'm getting more of a lodge type feel. Like there's a circle where people sit, almost like a bench, goes around in a complete circle along the wall until the opening. So it goes around about sitting height. And I see a shield on the middle, like what would be the middle of the wall inside. I'm trying to make out the shield. I see yellows and reds. It's round, but yet it has the cutaway portions that I know to be where you would put your spear if you were to fight.
How does it feel to the touch? What do you discern about the material?
Oh, okay. I'm going to go up to it because I haven't. It's made out of the same wood as my spear handle. Although it's useful, this seems to be more ceremonial. I get a sense from it that it's not made for combat.
Become aware of what it means to you to see this.
I'm getting a meaning that's if we were to go to battle, that's our symbol. That's what's painted on the shields.
Good.
It's like our tribe symbol.
I want you to remember this symbol, so if you wanted to draw it later, you could do that easily. Good.
I think I could.
What else do you notice in this space?
I'm trying to see if I have a spot. I don't know. It's not coming clear to me.
You can accelerate time again to when you are meeting in this place.
Okay.
You're there now. Just root there and tell me what's happening. First thing that comes through is fine.
Okay. So I seem to be sitting on the right of who is the king or tribal leader. I think I'm perhaps in charge of the army, or I'm like second. I'm not getting a family relation, more of a appointed position type position. The leader, he's old. He's in good shape, but he's old. He's wearing like a beaded red, some feathers, almost like a crown. Closest I could come was like an Aztec type, but it's not Aztec. So it's kind of his symbol that he's the king or the leader. Everybody has shields. They're kind of stacked in front of us.
Can you see the leader's eyes from where you are? See his face?
I see his face. It's gray. Like he's an old gentleman.
Really describe him to me. And if his eyes come into focus, just look into his eyes and tell me what you notice.
Kind of look into his eyes. Gray hair.
Short, long?
Kind of long. Scraggly looking. Like not combed. His eyes have power. They're dark. I don't see color.
That's okay.
Not scary. Acknowledgeable. I don't think any of us have facial hair.
See as you peer into his eyes if he reminds you of anything, or if any information comes through, anything that he would like you to know.
Let me talk a little bit more because I'm not getting a message.
Sure. Do I have your permission to speak to him directly?
Yes.
Hello, Elder. We just wanted to see if there's any information you have for today. Give voice to anything that comes through if it does.
Trying to word it as eloquently as he did. Some emotion.
Good. Let it come through.
Feels
Wonderful.
weird to do that. You're a warrior. You know the path. Follow it.
Anything you want to say to him?
Guide him.
Please tell him what he needs to hear today to help him in the very best way.
He says, I'm always guiding you.
Anything you should know about how you're connected?
I don't feel it's family. I feel it's just a deep connection to someone. I don't feel like son or father. I feel it's just someone you admire.
Are you able to ask him how you were selected for this number 2 role, his kind of right-hand man?
Good question. Let me see if I can trying to get the message.
Take another deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and you'll receive it easily.
Okay, I don't like that he says I'm not the strongest. So he kind of said, you're not the strongest warrior we have, but you are the smartest.
How do you feel hearing that?
It feels good, but I wanted to be the strongest too. At least that is the way I'm feeling in this life. What do you mean I'm not the strongest? I think I'm the strongest.
What else does he want you to know?
Get the feeling that you were selected because you have both strength and wisdom, and not just strength. You don't have to be the strongest. You got to have a combination of strength and wisdom. And that wisdom by itself or strength by itself, the combination is the best.
You have them. What else would he like you to know today?
Trying to sense if there's any other message. Just something to the extent of one day we'll all be gone, but yet we go on.
You can ask him if he's known to you outside of that lifetime. Perhaps even in your lifetime as
well. Yeah, that's very interesting. I'm asking him, but he says I've been teaching you all your life. So he's been with me, and although he's the king or tribal leader, he has been an educational force, and we've been connected, and I feel many lives.
That's beautiful.
One comes through, and then this is from a past regression that he taught me in a past life that I regressed to with Dr. Weiss. And that was like a Greece type, Roman type time period where the person looked kind of like Aristotle, if I could describe him. So that was him.
Okay.
So he's been with me. He made that connection because he knows that I know that one.
What has he been preparing you for? You can ask him that.
Okay, this is very clear. At least I believe it to be very clear. He put his hand in the dirt, picked it up, and he said, you can feel this and you can see this, but there's more to it than this. And he threw the dirt down. There's things you can't feel or touch that are real.
I want you to take a deep breath and really process that. Root into those words and tell me what comes through for you as you process it. Use your emotions, use your inner knowing. The mind can think about it later.
In my words, I have to give in to those things that are more of feeling or like the intuitive sense that I don't believe I have. I think I have to, I hate to say this because I need those signs written bigger. That's me coming through. That I have to read the sublime messages. I have to sense the other things I can't touch.
See if he can help you with that. Ask him.
So he's been helping me all along. He's kind of a smart ass. He didn't mean it that way. I just interpreted it that way. Yeah, I need the sign painted bigger.
Ask him how he's been communicating with you so it's easier for you in the future to pick up on those messages. Tell him that you need the sign bigger or written in different ink.
He's kind of related to nature. You need to just go out and look at nature more and you'll get the message, right? like meditate. Like he's giving me, which I'm trying to tell him, it's kind of like textbook, but like, give me something more.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything he can help you feel right now to drive all that home so you can recognize the sensation?
I definitely would like to have a symptom of like something that alerts me to say, now's your time to kind of go outside the visual or outside the touch realm and like, I don't know, my body could feel something saying, okay, switch is on, go in this mode and meditate, or when to turn that on, like when the message is there, what process do I use?
What does he say in response? Take a deep breath and receive that now.
He says, it's there, you just got to tap it. I'm like saying to him, yeah, I don't know how to tap it.
Ask him if he could show you how you tapped it in that lifetime.
It's a good question. I think I've been doing this to a degree to, one, be thankful, be appreciative of what you do have, not just material, breath, life, sunlight, clear water. So I'm getting like a nature feel.
Good. Root into that. Connect to it. And tell me what starts to come through as you do. Feel that gratitude.
I've been trying to do this. Perhaps I need more practice, but I guess there's many people who don't see a sunrise. I do. There's perhaps many people who can't appreciate a cool breeze, leaves rustling. I can. I'm able to stand on my legs, not be confined to a chair. I'm able to move. Those things we take for granted.
Just be in that awareness now. Let it fill your entire being. Yeah, root in that gratitude.
Okay.
And tell me what happens as you do.
There's a wholeness. There's just a completeness. Connection. It's almost like saying nothing physical is real. Those things that are real, or those things we don't notice. So it's kind of coming through.
What else does he want you to know about that lifetime and your role and your connection to him?
Well, he's still there. I'm telling him kind of off to the side, you need to still make the messages bigger. He is re-encouraging me that I have both the strength and wisdom to tap into this. He is kind of telling me again to embrace those things that are not physical, in the sense of touch or feel, as far as material or wealth, or to be in the moment. And again, it seems connected to nature.
Let that scene advance and tell me what happens next.
I don't know. I'm getting a sense that I may be at his death, his human death. And I know it's only a human death. And the tribe seems to know it's only a human death. We seem much more advanced in the belief of death being not permanent, from a sense of he's now spirit. I'm being asked to take over.
How do you feel about that? How do you react? Let it all come through.
Wow, this is so weird.
Let it all come through.
It's like it's not even me. Wow, this is so fun. I laugh at this, but
you can think about that later.
Yeah, it's in my mind.
Let it all come through. It's very valuable, especially the emotion of it, because it's real and it's raw. Let it come through.
It's humbling because they're stronger leaders in the tribe. So I feel very honored. I feel I can do it, but I feel very honored that I feel a lot of camaraderie with my fellow warriors, if I want to call them that, or brothers and sisters of the village, because any one of us could do it.
But yet you were the one chosen.
Yes.
Tell me more.
This is not a cry of sadness. This is more of overwhelming.
Yeah. What's coming through with that emotion?
I feel very honored to be selected. It's that emotion is very strange because it's not sad, even though it's his funeral. It's just almost like at the point in time, we knew this was going to come. we know death comes. It's more of a tradition we know.
Mm-hmm.
No one's crying. The acceptance of death and what seems to be in this village is that it's only, my words, a pathway.
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite describe their words. That it's this is known. This is going to happen. This is not a time to sorrow. I don't. It's very ceremonial and very sacred.
Uh-huh.
I feel very honored. Honored.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds very connected.
Where today, I think would be very sad, but this is not a sad occasion, and I feel that I could do this. This is perhaps a strong message. I feel I can do this not because of my skills or my abilities, but because of our collective. My brothers and my sisters, my warriors, are there. Nothing I can't do without them.
Good. Scan their faces and see if any of them are known to you.
Wow, that's good. I'm trying.
Mm-hmm. Just take a deep
I feel
breath.
like I'm reaching. I feel like I'm reaching.
What else happens on that day?
I can describe the scene. He's kind of in. I don't know if it's meant to represent a canoe or a boat. It's made out of reeds, and that's what he's laying in. We have equal amount of warriors with our shields on each side. We're kind of at the edge of the water because, the reed type boat, maybe it is a boat, is setting on the shore and we're standing on each side of it. I feel there's a central fire and we're kind of up front and center, kind of like we're on stage from a standpoint of where we're standing to the circle of people around the fire. Again, a very known ceremony, something that has been done for many lifetimes, or many. This tribe seems to have a deep history, and this is the ceremony that's been done since they had written language.
What happens next on that day?
So it is a boat that he's in, kind of like a Viking ceremony, but it's not Viking. He's launched in the water, and they know it's just a shell, it's just a body. They know that he's not attached to the body, but it's just a symbolism of him going down the water into like a sunset, or like his body's gone.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the soul's somewhere else, so it is a boat that is just let loose, and the currents take them out to the ocean.
Good. And what happens next to you?
Okay. So much like anointing of a king, I'm on one knee, my shield's in front of me, my spear, still my spear. They gave me his crown.
Good.
Very emotional yet.
Very good. Let that emotion come through. It's important.
It's hard to let it go through. Again, just honored.
Good.
Do feel the humanistic we'll miss his wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
I feel he's smacking me in the head saying, dumbass, I'm there.
Do you feel him on the other side?
I don't know if I do yet at this time.
Okay. Just be aware if you become aware of that. You can tell me about it.
I know he will be.
Uh-huh.
That was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What happens next?
I know this, but this human side of me, what do you want?
Sure.
You want me to kick you in the head and then push the boat off we seem to have some banter that way.
Okay. Like a playful banter.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think that's always in my nature. I think it's in my nature now.
Mm-hmm. What do you become aware of next? What things unfold?
Kind of like there's a new time. I think that's tradition. I think perhaps the death of the leader embarks into a new, as they might call, a new time, a new realm. I think there's customary celebration, food, fire, drink. I seem to have a very odd sense of humor, as I think I do now. That like we're eating pig, and I said, I hope you didn't kill that family I saved.
Oh.
It's kind of, I know, dry sense of humor, but
Uh-huh.
it's kind of a funny thing. It wasn't a sad thing, but because I didn't hunt it, somebody else did.
Mm-hmm.
There's an awful lot of meat here, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we normally hunt enough to survive and not over, but this is indulgence.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps called for, important now. No,
It's a special day. What happens next on this day?
I know my wife should know that. Young, I don't know if I'm married or not. There's a lot of young girls looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Might be good to be the king. No, I shouldn't say that. I'm just picking that up, but nothing bad about that.
Whatever comes through is fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to describe what's coming through.
Yeah.
I don't get any sense of, like, I don't know if I can spring forward. I'm getting peaceful feeling. I'm not getting any, no. I feel confident in the position because of more or less the tribe is so cohesed. It's so, any one of these people, including non-warriors and everybody, would do anything for the betterment of the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Feels very advanced, but yet very basic. As far as very basic in the lifestyle, but very advanced in the thought process.
Okay. In a spiritual sense or beyond that?
Spiritual and cunning.
Tell me more.
They have a connection to nature, and I feel just their society norms are so advanced. I feel perhaps today's society has lost a lot of it.
Tell me about those norms. What's coming through?
Just the things we try to do today, like if we had someone who didn't hunt well, we're going to share the meat. Trying to put it in the sense of them. Is someone sick? Someone's going to hunt for the family. If we had to defend for some reason, which I can't remember the last war. Like I said, I'm this big warrior, but I don't remember the last war, which is good. Mm-hmm. But we all would stand. Even the children would stand to fight for the village. That sense of dedication.
Anything else important happening on this day?
It's a new era and it's a new time, yet it's the same.
In what way?
This is what we've done. This is what we do. And it seems very deep in time. It seems, I get a sense that we're talking beyond what we would consider normal history time. I'm getting a sense that this tribe is like very old. Older than what historians would believe. I see. Because of the societal norms and the development, even though yet their living is basic. I get the next morning a sense that I need to make sure people are fed, we have water, we have our ordinary life maintenance stuff taken care of. It's not boring, it's not exciting, it's just part of what we do. We got a young people, and it's kind of like a school. Good. Tell me about it. We're teaching our beliefs. It looks like a schoolroom. I mean, surprisingly, it's grass huts and all, but it's a square type building, and kids are on each side, and it's more of a verbal type teaching type thing. And there's no paper or pencil per se. Storytelling. Where are you in this scene? I seem to be just viewing it. I don't seem to be in a position of power or teaching. I just seem to be viewing it. Just the school's going well. They're teaching, the tribal history a little bit, and trying to instill pride, in the children. Kind of a little bit of warrior culture, like banging on the shield with the spear, like almost Samoan looking, like like the dance, But it's more meant to be a unity thing. What kind of history are they talking about? What is the history of this tribe? Are you able to access? I get a mixture of both the tribe telling me, but also my conscious and not my subconscious telling me. Let it all come through. This tribe was not born of the earth. Good. Do you get a sense of where they're from? I get a sense that they were transplanted here from the stars.
Good. What else comes
my
through?
conscious believes that a lot,
Uh-huh.
but it's not just that. So I guess I'm trying to see where the message is coming from. I'm trying to hear the message. I just get a feeling, we're living the way it's supposed to be lived, and we're supposed to teach this is what the living is supposed to be about, the unity. I did say they see more advanced in their thinking from a societal point of view. That seems to be the focus of the message, that there's nothing about technology or we are to be one in our thought process, be one in our help, be one in our, and that's the religious or it ain't secret, but that the cliche, we're stronger together. That seems to be the root of the message of the belief.
So it's a message of unity.
Yes, and that this thought, although simple, is only mastered by a few. And, we the tribe being the few, at least we feel that way, we're mastering this. And this is our mission.
Okay. Is that why you were brought to the earth?
That is why they were brought.
Uh-huh.
They were taught well before, and that's why they were brought.
Good. What else comes through about this tribe?
It's ancient. It goes back since the dawn of time. We're in a small section of land in this very big world, and we were to keep this. We were to abide by this.
Uh-huh. Very good.
Where he's kind of joking again. So if we have no wars, there's nothing really exciting going on. And we don't want any wars, but I don't know where that joking's coming from. I don't know if it's me or him.
Well, in some sense, it's all the same, isn't it? It's all connected.
Yeah. Like, what do you want to know? I'm asking you. I want to know what's important.
Ask him if there's anything from that lifetime that you can remember or access again as to help you with your mission in this life.
So he's talking to the present me, even though I'm him.
Uh-huh.
God, does that even make sense? Yeah, I guess it does.
Think about it later.
And he says, you're already told. The king told you. You got to relate to nature and look at the non-tangible things. How many times I got to tell you this?
And what will happen as you do?
I'll be more grounded. I'll get that piece that I'm missing. He's just kind of like shaking his head, I did everything but push the button for you. It's funny he knows what a button is. Huh, that's interesting. But I guess he's putting it in my language. But he's saying it's right there. You just got to tap into it. And I'm telling him, that's what I need. That's what I need to do. You need to show me how to tap into it. Mm-hmm. How can I see it? How can I tap into it?
What does he say?
Okay, he's telling me this, and I might only sense this like once in my life, that I'll get a sense of light.
Tell me more.
The way I'm actually feeling it instead of like I'm seeing it and feeling it. He says you'll feel a glow around you, like a beam of light from the sun's shining on your face, but yet it's like a glow around my body. So he's saying that's the sign. That's the thing that is telling you to now sense the message or now tap into. He says it's clear as day.
Good.
I'm like, no, it's not.
Take a moment to feel that so you know exactly what it feels like. And remember this so you can access it any time and recognize it.
Myself is asking him just, hey, can you put a noise with it or something?
What does he say?
That's what myself says. He says, what do you want, everything? He's a smart ass. I guess it's me, though. I don't really get a yes to that. I am sensing what it feels like.
Very good. Ask him if there's anything unhealed from that lifetime that you can help him with from your position today.
That's good. I'm getting from him or myself, the purpose of this was to teach you how to guide into that light.
Good.
That's the message.
And you just did
And he's being a smart ass again. How many times do I have to tell you, but I'll tell you again, and I'll tell you again. He means in a loving sort of way. But I feel like kicking him at the moment, even though it's me.
What's coming through?
That's mainly it. That he's going to be there to show me And I'm asking him to make me more sensitive to the light,
Good.
to let me notice it, because I feel sometimes I don't.
Good. What does he say back?
He is such a smart ass. I like his character because it's me. He just said, "Even brighter, I'm going to light you on fire." And I told him, so maybe just a little bit, get my attention. But he understands.
Well, he knows we're in a different kind of time.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Anything else coming through from him?
No, that's basically it. That's like.
If nothing else is coming through, I want you to gently move to the very last day of that lifetime. Just move through that very last day. You don't have to experience any discomfort, but try to stay in the body if that feels comfortable to you until it's time to move on. And just talk me through it.
Well, I see me in the canoe boat. I died. People were honoring me. They're telling that I was a good king or a good leader. I'm troubled, though. What's troubling me is that I think in my lifetime, I've seen the tribe lose that essence of focus, the message that those non-tangible things are not important. We're building things out of rock now. We seem to value monuments and altars. We don't need the stone. We just seem to be focused on the rock that we can touch, other than the true sense of the spirit of knowing. Feeling my lifetime was kind of long, maybe not ordinary in today's sense, because I feel we advanced from like huts to rock monuments, pyramid type things, not necessarily looking like a pyramid, but stone, rock, monuments, pillars. So we learned a lot of technology in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Become aware of how that information came to this tribe in that life.
I seem to went 0 to 60 from one point to the other very fast. Let's see. Being very slow and natural in its progression. One person would get an idea and we build it. Some person had a better idea of how to build a trap to trap an animal.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get any one particular time of momentum. It's just, I feel I've been alive a long time.
Become aware of if there's anything you wish you had done differently in that life, either to get a different outcome for the tribe or for yourself, your own evolution.
My mind was okay. The people were building monuments that will help them remember. Like my one side of my mind says, as I was the leader, you're building monuments that will help you remember. That would be good to remember our spirituality, our makeup, our beliefs. But it became more of the structure itself. This one looks better than that one. We want to rebuild this. It's falling instead of the meaning behind the structure. So I don't think I incorporated enough of it's not about the building. It's not about the structure. It's about the belief.
Become aware of why this is important information for to have in this present life.
I think, or I might be telling myself.
It's okay. It's all connected.
Has to believe it's not about the certificates. It's not about the position that comes through. It's not about, it's good to learn. It's about what you do with it.
Very good.
Don't worship the monument. Worship the idea.
Does that resonate?
That does.
Good.
That's very deep.
And in this lifetime, what is that idea that needs attention?
Oh, man.
See if you can make that connection now.
It's about the belief. It's not material. Material things mean nothing. The little things that we give a lot of value to are exactly that, little things. It's not the achievement in life. It's how you live your life. It's not rank in life. It's how many people you touch, how many people you can help. Back to that tribal theme. It's, you can't save the world, but you can save pieces along your path. The ideology will be infectious. You do good, someone else does good. The positive energy. So I feel that's both a little bit of the past life. Just trying to do your best, and this lifetime is just a blink of an eye. Learn from it what you can.
Is there anything that warrior was not able to complete, or any emotions that he carried over that he'd like to release now? Anything that's still affecting today?
Oh, I know he has a lot of regret about not being able to see what was happening to his tribe. I'm talking from his sense now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's coming through. He saw the monuments being built, but he had a different sense about them. And then when it changed to worshiping the building or not the idea behind it, it was kind of like too late.
Uh-huh.
So he had wished that he had noticed that change.
Uh-huh.
Like, where did it occur? When did it occur? It was very subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Like it snuck up on him. I'm trying to ask him to guide me.
Uh-huh. Well, see if you can help him out a little bit. From this vantage point, you can access a lot of information. See if that experience he had was by design. Was that supposed to happen, or could he have done things differently that would have pivoted the tribe in a different direction?
Oh, interesting. I honestly think he did everything that he could do.
What did he learn from that experience, just the way it was?
Grasp the basics. Grasp the basics. And I think maybe what's coming through to me is, what's the basic? All this stuff going on in the work world, in the world, what's the basics? Are the basics nature, breathing, living, helping each other? Perhaps that's the basics. What's the basics? All this other stuff will or not happen. But the more we grasp the basics, the less of the other stuff will happen. He kind of wished the buildings wasn't there, and he's back to the tribal days when he was first elected being the leader.
See if you can talk to him and just see if you can get him to release any regrets from that lifetime. It sounds like he really did the best he could. See if any low vibrating emotions carried over with him when he passed.
Seeing the signs. So that's coming through. How does he see the signs? I'm getting now from my other friend about the light, and that's how I'm going to see the sign.
Uh-huh.
And that seems to be the connection, but help me see the signs.
Uh-huh.
Help me, if I have a pivot point, or let me see that light. When that light shines, let me know what to do, but let me see it so I can react to it.
Good.
The way I'm supposed to react to it.
And let him know that you're ready to do that, so he doesn't have to carry that burden anymore. He can release whatever regrets he had at the end of that lifetime. Yeah. They're not his to hold.
Yeah, he understands that.
Okay.
I feel like telling him that they're still good, and they're still, the roots are still there. It hasn't disappeared. And he helped build that, and they're strong. They're strong roots, so it's not going to disappear. He liked that.
Good. Good. What happens to him as you tell him these things?
It's funny because he's very strong. He feels like he kind of knew some of it, but he felt a little relief from me saying that.
Uh-huh, good.
Like I think his mindset was for the village that he saw now during his death, where they're at. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think that he saw the roots that were planted. That there are roots that are planted that will grow again.
Uh-huh.
So perhaps he didn't see that.
Good.
Yeah, I feel he's at peace.
Good. What happens to him after he passes? Where does he go?
A positive energy. I don't get a body form. I get he's more advanced than that.
Uh-huh.
A little energy goes over here and somebody does something good. That's him.
Okay.
A little energy goes over here and somebody does something good. And that's him. And so he's just kind of doing this little drop technique of spreading positive energy because he can.
Okay. Does that mean he kind of stayed in the earth plane after that lifetime for a bit, or he was doing that from the other side?
He's not in earth form, but I get that he's influencing. So yeah, he's at a level that can influence the people.
Okay.
Whatever that may be, but he's not an earthly form.
Okay. Did he cross over into the white light after that life?
I was trying to sense that, and I couldn't.
See if you can ask him.
It's hard to get the strength of the message, but I'm kind of getting a sense that he did, and this is what they wanted him to do and come back. He's not back as a human form.
Okay.
He's back more as an energy, but that's his form.
Very good.
And that he could do better that way than being a human form.
May I speak to my subconscious, please?
I was trying to take over.
It's safe, and you've done a great job letting things come through. Would you allow this information to come through by just stepping to the side, one step to the right or to the left? You can listen to this later.
He wants to.
Take a deep breath and see if you can allow it. Why did you bubble up this ancient lifetime to see today?
He has the power. He has the energy. He's got lifetimes of. He has more power than he realizes.
What should he know about that power? He's here asking about his purpose today.
Interesting. He's more intuitive than he thinks. He's got to stop blocking it. He has to notice the light, and he has to do it in a way that touches from nature. That it's not the tangible things. He's so close. He could touch it, make it happen, but he's not knowing where to touch.
What is he here to make happen?
My conscience seems to be blocking this, but I'm going to say it. He needs to bring people together.
Good. Help him understand that more deeply. What are the parallels between that lifetime and this one? Help him see, please.
And he needs to look at the non-tangible things. He needs to look at what the tribe looked at. He needs to look at where he can help, where he can teach. The mantra he's saying is exactly what he needs to look at. He needs to know that he can influence that. The tangible is not as strong as he believes it is. The touch, the structure, it's not as strong as he believes it is. He needs to look beyond that.
What will he find as he does? What's waiting for him?
He will find more resources than he could use. He will find how easy it is that, wow, this has been here this whole time.
And is that waiting for him in nature, within himself? Help him understand that aspect.
He has to touch into that light.
Can you help him touch into that light right now?
Yeah, coming through very strong.
Okay, I'm going to count down from 5 to 1. What is his mission in this lifetime?
I'm getting guidance from somebody else. And he's strong too. He's saying it's who I've known. My tribal leader that died from this lifetime that we talked about. He's basically saying you already know what it is. It's to teach. It's to nurture. It's to influence the well-being of people, unity of people, caring for one another of people, not material wealth, not things, not achievement even. It's to the skills that you have to find pathways and look at systems needs to be used to in tune with knowing that there's a positive energy, spirit, that you're part of nurturing that. Mm-hmm. You have to give into that more to understand that the more you influence people on this plane, the more that is tapped into.
Mm-hmm. So it's a ripple going out.
Yes. I'm just getting that people need to learn this life is just that. There's more to it. That the more positive energy we build, the more we learn.
And where's the best place for him to start so he can accomplish what he came here to do?
More sensitivity to people's feelings, position, more understanding of people's viewpoints. I'm getting smacked me on the head. Not my subconscious, but I wish I knew my king's name. He says, I don't know what he say now. He smacked me on the head and said,
say it louder, please.
Oh, he smacked me on the head.
Oh.
The king came through.
Uh-huh.
He said something to the point, you already know this. I'm getting messages of just trying to get people to be a positive influence from a being there sense. It doesn't mean material thing. It doesn't even mean, although you're there to help, it doesn't even mean physical help. It means being there,
Being fully present.
being fully present.
Can you help me understand what happened in 2022 when we had this big stress reaction? He was lightheaded, no sleep, and he was even having trouble breathing. What was his body trying to tell him?
The path he shouldn't have took. The pathway had to be changed.
So what happened when he experienced that event?
We guided him in a different direction.
Okay. He's still taking some medication.
He's stubborn.
Okay. His mind is powerful. How does that serve him to have a powerful mind?
It helps him in a humanistic way, but it blocks him into seeing the light.
Mm-hmm. But you showed him the light today.
I'm getting it. I hope he understands it.
Uh-huh. When are you showing him the light that he may have missed before? Help him understand how it's coming through or how you've been trying to have it come through.
I think he's seeing it. Sometimes it's embedded in nature.
Uh-huh.
When he's driving to work, the pretty sunrise, sometimes just the feeling of air when he's in his car and it feels cool.
Has he had this battle in other lifetimes where he wasn't picking up on the little breadcrumbs that you were leaving for him?
Yeah, pretty much. They're saying
What is the origin of that block?
he's got a very strong brain.
Uh-huh.
He thinks a lot, but he doesn't meditate a lot.
Okay. So something's gone out of balance?
He leans toward the concrete. I'm getting, this is kind of me, he wants to balance the concrete to explain the non-concrete. He wants to use the tangible to explain the non-tangible, but he's got to understand they're not connected. He has to connect to the non-tangible and realize basically it's its own entity and it doesn't need to be justified. It's justified in itself. The evidence is strong in itself by the power of it. It does not need evidence. It does not need something tangible to stand it up.
Mm-hmm. So just allow it to come through and connect to it?
Allow it to come through. It's powerful in itself. The power in itself makes it tangible.
What made his brain so strong? He's had lifetimes where you showed he was very, very connected to the spirit side and kind of a spiritual technology. Sounds like from off planet. What caused things to go in a different direction, a more mental direction in this lifetime? What is affecting that?
Wow. This is coming very strongly through. I'm getting a message of he feels that he has to build the pedestal to be valued of his voice around him.
Uh-huh.
And that's not true.
What is the origin of that belief? Where did that come from?
What's coming through is that he doesn't need that, but he thinks he does.
Mm-hmm.
I guess to be heard amongst his peers. It's kind of like people look at credentials instead of looking at the person.
Uh-huh.
So he's built the credentials for the purpose of perhaps being heard, but he didn't need that to be heard. If he only tapped into the power of the non-tangible, the power of the light, that is where he needs to tap into. His mind's going 1,000 miles a minute. He's in the thought process and not in the spiritual process.
Uh-huh.
He needs to turn his mind off. He's trying, and you realize that.
Uh-huh.
He's got to become almost more meditative.
Okay.
Still being conscious, but more meditative in hearing, as he would say. He's got to sense the hearing. He's got to feel the hearing.
Good.
Oh my gosh. All the things I don't like to do, he's got to, and I don't know why I don't like to do it, he's got to feel the person speaking. Wow, that's really
Why has he been avoiding that?
He's not comfortable in the touchy-feely side of things. He's more than they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm coming through again.
Uh-huh.
They're saying he's more intuitive than anything.
Okay. Is that why you bubbled up this more, I don't want to say shamanistic life, but this more connected, advanced lifetime as a leader?
Yes. They're basically telling me he's got more of it than he knows.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know where I forgot that at.
But now the mind remembers. Now it has this information.
They get a sense, and I get a sense I'm hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
They hear me saying, I think it's going to be very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I'm asking them.
But hard is not impossible. Things happen step by step by step.
Again, they go, nothing's impossible. But
right.
Anyway, I'm trying to ask them, sorry to go ahead, my body, my subconscious being, asking them, give me a tool or something I can use to be in that state to redevelop this, because I'm still fearful of not seeing the sign, even though I know it's the light. So I'm asking them to help me with that.
Good. What did they say in response?
They said they will.
Good.
No, it's smart ass. I wish I knew their names. I keep asking them, but I don't think they think it's important. The one, my warrior buddy, basically said, yeah, we're going to light you on fire this time, smart ass.
Well, then you won't miss it.
And I was telling him, light me on fire, dude. You know I'll come through it.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like I kind of like him. I wish I knew his name. On the tribe, he's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And then the tribe, he's my older brother.
Uh-huh.
Well, we must not have followed birthright in the tribal thing. I was just thinking about that. But he says, no, you were meant to be king.
Uh-huh.
You were meant to be the leader. I'm not getting a name, like a physical name. Yeah, we're definitely connected by blood for more than one lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Is he incarnated in this lifetime with?
Oh, wow.
I'm wondering if anyone from that lifetime is here with now.
Yeah. I'm getting that they're all with me like spirit, because it's more powerful than being with you physically.
And what was that positive interaction that they were having? You said after that incarnation, that aspect of him was dropping little bits of positive energy all over the place. What was that? What should they know about it?
He's doing it all over the place, so it's like his power. That I think was more just to let me know, again, the power of the non-physical.
Okay.
The power of the non-structural, the power of the non-concrete, that this is power. The spiritual is power. The energy, or whatever words you may put to it, is power. It's everything. It's not just power, but to understand it.
Good.
This is pretty deep.
You're talking about listening today, and interestingly, he's had some kind of unusual issue around his sinuses going around the ear on the right side. Can you help him understand what's causing this? Is there a message there? He's ready to hear it.
Oh, God, I wish I knew his name. He's telling me that's me hitting him with a club to tell him to turn his brain off. It's not helping, dude. I'm just getting messages of too much thought process, not enough spiritual. That's the way he is. He's hard-headed.
Okay.
I'm just getting all that. Again, I'm just getting the message of turn your brain off, meditate, decrease the thought stress.
Is his higher self here with us now? It'll feel like pure love and nothing other. Just imagine your body in that beautiful light you saw earlier. See if you can activate it. Yeah. Does the whole body and the energy around the body look like white light, or is there anything other than white light?
Getting a sense that it's healing, not to the point that the body doesn't decay, but energy healing like a wholeness. You're brought back to the whole. That the energy is like everyone. It's like everything. And you get that light. You're like part of everything. You're like, and it's like embracing you.
See if you can tap into that light fully again now. You just did it a few minutes ago. It's very easy for you to do from this place.
I don't know about easy.
That's okay. Just take a deep breath and
it's coming through with the easy word.
I didn't mean to trigger.
Yeah, go back. Sit down.
Whatever you find calming, have do that. You showed him standing in the water in that beautiful scene. Ask the mind to just stand there, still with us,
Okay.
but be there in that beautiful beach scene.
Yeah, we're back to that one beach scene.
Where the water's kind of pulling the feet, but you know you're standing still.
Yeah, yeah.
Ground deeply there. Imagine roots coming out of that aspect of him and going deep into the earth, into the water. But also allow that light to come through.
Yeah, it's just very peaceful. It's like I know this place.
Uh-huh.
It's like I've been there before.
Good.
Although this is the first time I remember seeing it in my conscious brain.
Mm-hmm. Anybody there with
you? It's like home.
Feels like home. Good.
Yeah, just me at the moment. It just feels like me, but yet I'm connected.
From this connected place, I want to see if you can access any information about Mexico in maybe 2 hours of time, where you checked your watch and then it was much later than you thought and you missed your dinner reservation. What happened there?